LVMH to proceed with that deal to buy Tiffany for $16 billion. Now,
Louis Vuitton, Dior, Tiffany & Co., Moet & Chandon, Sephora. These names are synonymous with luxury, elegance, and timeless allure. They define the pinnacle of fashion and opulence, captivating hearts and minds across the globe. But what if I told you that behind this constellation of iconic brands stands a single visionary? A mastermind who has woven these illustrious names into a tapestry of unparalleled grandeur, creating an empire that dominates the luxury market. This architect of opulence is Bernard Arnault, the chairman and CEO of LVMH Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton. Under his leadership, LVMH has become the world's largest luxury goods conglomerate, boasting a market capitalization of approximately $301 billion as of November 2024. This empire encompasses 75 prestigious brands, each a leader in its domain, collectively shaping the very definition of luxury. Arnault's personal fortune mirrors the success of his empire. With a net worth of $233 billion, he has been recognized as the richest person in the world by Forbes. Join us as we delve into the life and legacy of Bernard Arnault.
Bernard Arnault is the richest man in the world, the head of the LVMH empire.
Exploring how he built an empire that not only defines luxury, but also sets the standard for innovation and success in the global market. Bernard Jean-Étienne Arnault was born on March 5, 1949, in Roubaix, an industrial town in northern France near the Belgian border. His upbringing was shaped by two seemingly opposing forces: the pragmatic, industrious mindset of his father, Jean-Léon Arnault, and the artistic, aspirational influence of his mother, Marie-Joseph Savinel. This duality of discipline and creativity would later define Bernard's approach to business and luxury. His father, a graduate of the prestigious École Centrale Paris, owned and operated Ferret Savinel, a civil engineering and construction company specializing in industrial projects. Ferret Savinel's success provided the family with financial stability, but it was Bernard's mother who imbued the household with a sense of culture and refinement. A pianist herself, Marie-Joseph adored classical music and held a deep admiration for the French fashion house Dior. She was known to wear Diorissimo perfume and often expressed her fascination with the brand, a passion that unknowingly foreshadowed her son's destiny. Bernard's childhood was structured and disciplined. His grandmother, known for her strict upbringing, played a significant role in his moral and educational development. Bernard attended Catholic schools, including Lycée Maxence van der Meersch and Lycée Faidherbe, where he excelled academically. These institutions not only provided a rigorous education, but also prepared him for entry into France's elite educational system, known for producing the country's intellectual and industrial leaders. Beyond academics, Bernard's childhood was enriched by music, thanks to his mother's insistence on classical piano lessons. This early exposure to the arts cultivated a lifelong passion for music, particularly the works of Chopin.
Is it true that your first career choice was to be a professional pianist?
It's not exactly true. No, I'm good amateur pianist. I like very much music, but I realized quite early, in spite of playing quite well, I had not the level.
In 1971, Bernard Arnault graduated from École Polytechnique, France's premier engineering school, renowned for producing leaders in science, industry, and politics. With several Nobel laureates among its alumni, the institution placed Bernard among the intellectual elite and marked the beginning of his ascent in the business world. While his engineering degree provided a strong analytical foundation, Bernard's ambitions extended far beyond technical expertise. Upon entering the family business, Ferret Savinel, Bernard began his entrepreneurial journey. Although the company had enjoyed success as an industrial construction firm under his father's leadership, Bernard quickly recognized its limitations in a rapidly evolving economic landscape. Driven by his forward-thinking vision, he sought to transform the company into something far greater. After joining Ferret Savenel, Bernard Arnault quickly identified the need to reposition the family's industrial construction business. By 1976, he persuaded his father to sell the construction arm of the company, a bold move that marked the start of a transformative era. The business pivoted to real estate, focusing on luxury holiday accommodations, and was rebranded as a Ferrenel. Taking over as president after this pivotal transition, Arnault showcased his visionary leadership. He drove Ferrenel to prominence, rebranding its real estate division as the Georges Feydeau Group, aligning the company with the luxury market it now served.
So then how was it that you arrived in the luxury sector?
I arrived in the luxury sector for, I would say, family reason. Because when I was managing family business, which was in a different sector.
By the late 1970s, the business had become a leader in luxury real estate. However, Arnault's ambitions extended far beyond real estate. He sought industries with global influence and cultural prestige. In 1981, frustrated by France's high taxation policies under the socialist government, Arnault moved his family to the United States. During his 3 years abroad, he expanded Ferrenel's real estate ventures and gained invaluable experience in international markets. This period provided him with fresh insights into global business dynamics and a broader vision for the future. By the time that Arnault returned to France in 1983, he was ready to step into an entirely new industry: luxury goods. Arnault's return to France in 1983 coincided with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity: the bankruptcy of Boussac Saint-Frère, a French textile conglomerate. The French government, desperate to save the company and preserve jobs, was offering subsidies to potential buyers. Among Boussac's assets were several struggling businesses, but one name stood out to Arnault: the House of Dior. For Arnault, Dior was more than a business acquisition. It was deeply personal. His mother's admiration for the brand and its iconic Diorissimo perfume had left a lasting impression on him. Arnault saw Dior not only as a symbol of cultural prestige, but also as the crown jewel of Boussac's portfolio. In 1984, Arnault orchestrated a calculated financial strategy. Using $15 million of family funds and $65 million in financing from the investment firm Lazare Frères, he formed a holding company, Agache Financière, to acquire Boussac. This move showcased his strategic brilliance and willingness to take calculated risks. Once in control, Arnault implemented a ruthless restructuring plan to save the floundering empire. He focused on making the company solvent by selling off underperforming divisions, such as disposable diapers and textile manufacturing, while retaining only the most valuable assets: Dior and the Bon Marché department store. Arnault's methods, which included laying off 9,000 workers, earned him the nickname the Terminator. While some criticized his approach as harsh, others praised him for his ability to turn a struggling company into a profitable entity. Government officials accused Arnault of reneging on promises to preserve jobs and assets. However, Arnault insisted that his only commitment was to make the company profitable, a goal he achieved. His ability to execute such a dramatic turnaround made him a force to reckon with in French business. Dior's revitalization under Arnault's leadership became the cornerstone of his growing empire. Emboldened by this achievement, Arnault launched a strategic acquisition program to expand his reach in the luxury sector. Following the Dior model, he acquired and restructured brands like Christian Lacroix, Céline, Dior Fragrance, and Givenchy Fashion and Fragrance. The success of Dior and these subsequent acquisitions set the stage for Arnault's most ambitious endeavor yet: the takeover of LVMH. Dior wasn't just a stepping stone, it was the blueprint for what would become the world's largest luxury empire. LVMH was established in 1987 when two iconic French companies, Moet Hennessy, a leading producer of wines and spirits, and Louis Vuitton, renowned for its luxury fashion and leather goods, merged to form what was intended to be an indomitable luxury powerhouse. The merger, however, proved unstable as differences in strategic vision between Moët Hennessy CEO Alain Chevalier and Louis Vuitton President Henri Racamier escalated into a bitter feud. These internal tensions created a unique opportunity for an outsider to step in and consolidate control. Arnault initially entered the scene as a collaborative partner. In July 1988, leveraging his financial resources and strategic alliances, Arnault provided $1.6 billion to form a holding company in partnership with Guinness, acquiring 24% of LVMH's shares. While Racamier welcomed his involvement as a way to strengthen his position against Chevalier, Arnault had a far more ambitious plan. Arnault's strategic vision became apparent when rumors surfaced that the Louis Vuitton Group was increasing its shareholding in LVMH to secure a blocking minority. In response, Arnault moved decisively, spending $600 million to acquire an additional 13.5% of LVMH, making him the largest shareholder. By January 1989, Arnault had invested another $500 million, bringing his stake to 43.5% of LVMH's shares and securing 35% of its voting rights. This maneuver gave Arnault the power to block any attempts to dismantle the LVMH group, a move that safeguarded the conglomerate's structure while consolidating his own influence. Once in this position, Arnault turned his attention to the conflict between Racamier and Chevalier. He ultimately ousted Racamier, stripping him of his power and removing him from the board of directors. On January 13, 1989, Arnault was unanimously elected chairman of the executive management board, marking the official start of his leadership of LVMH. This hostile takeover is often cited as one of the boldest and most strategic moves in corporate history. It was not just a power play, it was the foundation for what would become the world's largest luxury empire. After securing his position as chairman and CEO, Bernard Arnault embarked on a mission to transform LVMH from a fragmented conglomerate into a cohesive and efficient entity. One of his first priorities was addressing the internal conflicts that had plagued the group under its previous leadership. Arnault began by replacing key executives loyal to Racamier and Chevalier, bringing in leaders who aligned with his vision. Arnault's strategy for LVMH centered on the decentralization. While the conglomerate operated as a unified entity, Arnault ensured that each brand retained its creative independence and unique identity. He recognized that the strength of brands like Louis Vuitton, Moët and Chandon, and Dior lay in their heritage and individuality. By empowering the creative teams of each brand, Arnault nurtured innovation while preserving the authenticity that defines the luxury market. At the same time, Arnault streamlined LVMH's operations, optimizing production processes and eliminating redundancies. This restructuring wasn't just about cutting costs, it was about fostering accountability and long-term excellence. Following the takeover of LVMH, Dior became a key pillar within the conglomerate. Arnault appointed Gianfranco Ferré, an Italian designer, as Dior's artistic director. This marked the first time a non-Frenchman led the couture house. Ferré's bold architectural designs brought a fresh perspective to Dior and were met with critical acclaim. Understanding the importance of exclusivity, Arnault reduced the number of Dior's licensing agreements and franchised boutiques, slashing them from 280 in 1989 to fewer than 150 by 1992. This approach enhanced Dior's image as a symbol of refinement and exclusivity. In 1996, Arnault made another bold decision by appointing John Galliano at Dior's head. Known for his theatrical and avant-garde designs, Galliano transformed Dior into a global trendsetter. With LVMH's internal operations stabilized, Bernard Arnault set his sights on redefining the global luxury landscape. His vision was clear: to transform LVMH into a powerhouse that spanned every facet of luxury, uniting heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation under one roof. This vision would unfold over decades, with each acquisition adding a new jewel to the empire. The journey began in 1993, when Arnault acquired the Berluti, a shoemaker celebrated for its artisanal craftsmanship, followed by the Kenzo, the bold Japanese-inspired fashion house that brought a fresh edge to the portfolio. These moves hinted at Arnault's strategy to embrace both tradition and contemporary appeal. By the 1994, LVMH ventured deeper into the world of beauty with the acquisition of Guerlain, a storied French perfume house with nearly 2 centuries of legacy. Each step reinforced LVMH's ethos of preserving history while steering brands into the future. Arnault's expansion was unrelenting. In 1996, he brought in Loewe, the Spanish leather goods brand revered for its understated elegance and impeccable craftsmanship. The following year, he revolutionized the beauty retail industry with Sephora, creating a shopping experience that redefined how luxury cosmetics were sold globally. That same year, LVMH welcomed Marc Jacobs, whose bold, innovative style captivated a new generation of fashion enthusiasts. As LVMH grew, Arnault's ambitions extended beyond fashion and beauty. In 1999, the group unveiled the LVMH Tower in New York, a shimmering symbol of the company's commitment to the American market. At the same time, LVMH expanded geographically, establishing flagship stores in Tokyo, Shanghai, and other global luxury capitals to meet the rising demand in emerging markets. The dawn of the new millennium marked a turning point. By the early 2000s, Arnault had added Thomas Pink, Emilio Pucci, Fendi, and the iconic Parisian department store La Samaritaine to the LVMH family. Each acquisition strengthened the group's influence, blending timeless elegance with bold innovation. In 2011, Arnault set his sights on the high-end jewelry market. The acquisition of Bulgari, in a $5.2 billion deal, marked one of LVMH's most significant milestones. The Roman jeweler's heritage of excellence became a cornerstone of LVMH's foray into fine jewelry, further broadening its influence. The empire continued to grow. By 2013, Arnault was tapping into Asia's burgeoning markets through El Capital Asia, which partnered with the Chinese apparel company Xinhe Co.'s Ltd. In 2014, LVMH took a minority stake in Marco de Vincenzo, an Italian fashion house known for its experimental designs, signaling its commitment to nurturing contemporary talent. Arnault's strategic vision embraced every aspect of the luxury world. In 2016, LVMH acquired Rimowa, the German luggage brand known for its sleek designs and engineering precision, entering the luxury travel sector. The following year, in 2017, LVMH achieved complete ownership of Christian Dior, consolidating all its haute couture, leather goods, and ready-to-wear divisions, a momentous move that brought one of the world's most iconic brands entirely under the LVMH umbrella.
With a group in France that was having problems, business problems. And in this group, there was Christian Dior. And I was interested by business, and I wanted to turn around this group and build on which I think was at the time the best asset. And the best asset was Christian Dior.
Arnault's keen eye for innovation also extended to breaking new ground. In 2019, LVMH partnered with Rihanna to launch Fenty, making her the first woman of color to lead a brand under the conglomerate.
I've never done something like this high-end, and with a team this big and bad. I mean, LVMH is like, they're a machine. It's a monster of a machine. So working with them, you can only expect the best.
That same year, the group acquired a 55% stake in Chateau d'Esclans, known for its premium rosé wines, blending lifestyle with luxury. The crowning jewel came in 2021 when LVMH finalized its purchase of Tiffany & Co. for $16 billion.
Tiffany has sealed the deal with the owner of Louis Vuitton. LVMH has reportedly bought the American jeweler for about $16.2 billion.
The acquisition, the largest in luxury history, solidified LVMH's dominance in fine jewelry, bringing a globally beloved brand into its fold after protracted negotiations and legal battles during the pandemic. But Arnault wasn't finished. In 2022, LVMH acquired the Pedimont Group, a Piedmont-based jewelry maker specializing in exquisite craftsmanship. In the 2023, it added Barton Pereira, a luxury eyewear brand from Los Angeles, reflecting its commitment to diversification. Finally, in the 2024, LVMH acquired Suiza, the owner of L'Epée 1839, a Swiss manufacturer known for its intricate clocks and horological masterpieces, cementing its focus on rare craftsmanship. Today, LVMH stands as the gold standard in luxury, generating billions in annual revenue with a market capitalization exceeding $310 billion. Its portfolio of 75 brands, each operating with creative independence yet united under LVMH's ethos of innovation and heritage, is a testament to Arnault's visionary leadership. Under Bernard Arnault's leadership, LVMH has consistently been at the forefront of technological innovation, revolutionizing how luxury is created, marketed, and consumed. Recognizing that the digital landscape was transforming consumer behavior, Arnault made early investments in e-commerce and immersive digital experiences that have set industry standards. LVMH's maisons, such as Dior and Louis Vuitton, have pioneered virtual fashion shows and augmented reality, AR try-ons, allowing customers to engage with products in entirely new ways. These efforts aren't just about convenience. They're about creating experiences that blend the exclusivity of luxury with the accessibility of technology. For instance, Sephora, an LVMH brand, became a leader in beauty tech, introducing virtual makeup applications and personalized recommendations powered by artificial intelligence. Beyond customer-facing innovations, LVMH has embraced cutting-edge manufacturing processes to enhance quality and sustainability. Louis Vuitton adopted robotics and precision engineering in its workshops, ensuring impeccable craftsmanship while meeting growing global demand. In parallel, the group developed advanced inventory management systems that use data analytics to optimize supply chains, ensuring that products reach markets efficiently without compromising exclusivity. Sustainability remains a cornerstone of Arnault's technological vision. Programs like LVMH Life 360 incorporate AI and blockchain to track the life cycle of materials, from sourcing to final product, promoting transparency and reducing environmental impact. The group's maisons have also launched carbon-neutral initiatives such as Moët Hennessy's use of renewable energy in production and Stella McCartney's innovations in vegan leather and sustainable textiles. These initiatives have ensured that LVMH not only adapts to the digital age, but also leads it, setting the gold standard for how luxury and technology intersect. Bernard Arnault's vision for luxury extends far beyond business. It is deeply rooted in his dedication to cultural enrichment and social responsibility. In 2014, he established the Fondation Louis Vuitton, a Paris-based institution dedicated to promoting contemporary art and culture. Designed by renowned architect Frank Gehry, the foundation stands as a testament to Arnault's passion for creativity and innovation. Its exhibitions, which have included works by modern masters like Jean-Michel Basquiat and Andy Warhol, serve to bridge the gap between tradition and modernity, a philosophy that echoes throughout LVMH's operations. Arnault's commitment to the arts extends beyond the foundation.
The art collection. The collection, yeah. Well, the art collection, you know, in the foundation that we have a collection, which is part collection of the foundation, part my own collection. And we have also temporary exhibition.
In 2023, he facilitated the acquisition of Jean-Siméon Chardin's basket of wild strawberries for the Musée du Louvre, contributing $15 million to ensure this masterpiece remained accessible to the public. This move reflects Arnault's belief in the importance of preserving cultural heritage for future generations. Arnault's personal collection also features significant works of modern and contemporary art, underscoring his role as a global patron of the arts. In addition to his contributions to the arts, Arnault has shown a deep commitment to humanitarian efforts. In September 2023, Arnault made a substantial donation of 10 million euros to Restos du Cœur, a French charity that provides meals and groceries to vulnerable populations.
Arnault, he's never far here in France, Stuart. That's because he's France's richest man and the world's second wealthiest man, according to the Day. Now, the head of will be donating 10 million euros to the beleaguered Restos du Cœur, which the government thanked him for.
This contribution was a lifeline for the organization, helping it overcome financial struggles and continue its critical work. Arnault's support for Restos du Cœur highlights his dedication to addressing pressing social issues and using his resources to create tangible, positive change. Arnault's philanthropic vision is closely tied to his belief that luxury, culture, and social responsibility must coexist. Whether through funding critical charities or ensuring cultural treasures remain in public hands, Arnault's actions demonstrate a leadership style that prioritizes both artistic and human values. Arnault's philosophy is rooted in a deep respect for the heritage and individuality of each maison under LVMH. He has often emphasized that our brands are like works of art. They are timeless and belong to the future, yet they draw strength from their origins. This philosophy has shaped his approach to leadership, fostering creativity while preserving tradition. Arnault has consistently supported bold decisions, such as appointing John Galliano at Dior and Virgil Abloh at Louis Vuitton, proving his willingness to take risks to push boundaries in design and innovation. As of the 2024, Bernard Arnault's legacy is being carefully prepared for the next generation. All 5 of his children, Delphine, Antoine, Alexandre, Frédéric, and Jean, play active roles within the LVMH ecosystem. Delphine Arnault, widely regarded as her father's natural successor, currently leads Dior as its CEO, overseeing one of the group's most iconic brands. Antoine, responsible for communications and image strategy, has spearheaded LVMH's efforts in sustainability and branding. Meanwhile, Alexandre, Frédéric, and Jean hold key positions across LVMH's jewelry and watch divisions, ensuring that the group continues to innovate and expand. Arnault's decision to involve his family in leadership reflects his belief in long-term stewardship. He has remarked that his role is not just to build a company, but to create a legacy that endures for generations. Creativity and respect for heritage in his children, Arnault is ensuring that LVMH remains at the forefront of the luxury industry. As Bernard Arnault transitions from the day-to-day operations of LVMH to a more visionary role, his focus remains on the future. From pushing boundaries in sustainability to investing in emerging technologies, Arnault's leadership philosophy continues to guide the group. His ability to blend tradition with modernity has created a blueprint for luxury leadership that transcends markets and generations. Which of these moments in Arnault's journey do you find most inspiring? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.